Welcome to the SunshineMLS Plus Custom Columns tutorial. During this tutorial, we'll show the functionality of the custom columns and their application within the search module. We're going to go ahead and log in. Once we get to the welcome page, we're going to click on the Manage menu, which is where the Custom Columns Manager is located under Column Settings. This will load the Custom Columns Manager, and you'll be able to add columns for all 6 property classes as well as public records. But for right now, we'll just add columns to the residential property class. You can start with a blank column set and start adding columns from the left to the right. When you find the applicable columns, you can add them to the right, or you can load an existing column set and start working off of that set and modify the columns accordingly. So right now we'll just load the residential default column set, and that'll give us all of the columns that are the residential property class default for SunshineMLS. And we're going to start managing those columns, and we'll save it as a new column set once we're done. So we're going to remove the geo area column because we don't need that one. So it'll ask you to confirm whether you really want to remove it, so we'll say yes. We're also going to remove the subcondo name because we don't care about that. So we'll remove that. But we do want to know which development the property is located in. So we're just going to say, okay, give me the development name, and the system will suggest once you start typing. So we're going to select development name, and we're going to add it to our existing column set. And we're going to move it up a little bit on the list. We're going to put it right below list price. And now we're happy with the columns that we have. We're going to rename the columns. You can rename any columns that you want and give them any name that you want. So we'll rename list price, and we're going to just call it LP. We're going to also rename beds baths, and we're going to just call it beds. You can change the sort order of the results based on this sort order dialog box. You can change it by just clicking on what field you want the first sort order to be on. In this case, it's status. The second is list price, and the third, let's say we wanted beds and baths. You can change the direction of the sort. You can change the alignment and style of the header, which is the name of the column, and you can also change the alignment of the style of the body, which is the contents of the column or the data that gets returned. You can change the width of any given column, which is designated by these numbers right here, and it is represented in the number of pixels. Or you can also change the width visually by dragging and dropping the column borders once you're looking at your results. You can also anchor any given column in your column set. And to anchor a column, all you do is simply click on the column that you want to anchor, and it'll anchor it in addition to the MLS number. Anchoring simply means that that column will always stay on the left, even if you horizontally move the result set to take a look at different columns. So now we're done with this result set, and we're satisfied. And what we're going to do is save it, and then we're going to try and apply it in our search. So we're just going to call it residential test, and we're going to click save. And the residential test column setting is now saved. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a search, and we're going to apply the residential test column setting to that particular search. So we're going to do a quick map search of the Barefoot Beach area. So we're just going to click on the map, and it'll give us a radius of about 1 mile in the Barefoot Beach area. We can move it so we don't get the water in our area of searching. So we move the search area a little bit. We only want active properties. Let's say we only want single family properties. So that gets our result set down to 85 properties. We can click search at this point, or we can change the column set that gets displayed once the results are returned, and we can say that we want our residential test column set that we just set up. So we'll click search, and the results will be displayed in our residential test column set that we've set up. So you'll see that we have the renamed column list price, and it's anchored because it doesn't have the divider right here. We have the rest of our columns. We can resize the columns just by dragging and dropping the divider, and it'll resize the particular column. We can also add additional columns if we figured out that we don't need a particular column or we want an additional column in this column set. We can do that by clicking on the columns link and saying, okay, I do want the subcondo column back. So we're going to choose subcondo, and we're going to add it to our list, and we're going to say select, and the results will reload, and subcondo will be one of our columns now that's available. In addition to adding columns on the fly, we can also resort our results on the fly by clicking on the sort link and choosing what sort order we'd like. So let's say we'd like the full address to be the second sort order. We click save, and this will reload the results in the new sort order. And in addition to that, you can also resort your results simply by clicking on the column that you'd like the results sorted on, and that will sort the results only on that column. Please note that any changes that you make to additional columns or to the sort order are automatically saved on the residential test column set, so that when you do a search subsequently and you use the residential test column set, the new columns and the new sort order will show up. This concludes our custom columns tutorial.